What's up, dude? How are you? How are you? Yeah, you're good? Did you have a good day? Did you have a good day? That's good. Yeah. Hey, do you want to, like, do you want to go for a walk at the park? You want to go... Do you want to go to the park? You do? Alright, I can do that. We can do that. Let's see if you really mean it. So funny. Are you messing with me? Do you really want to go? I was thinking about going for a walk. What do you think? Go to the park? I don't know why I'm asking you again. You said yes. We'll try it. It's on the way, you know, so we can stop and see. I imagine that sometimes words get jumbled in your head when you hear words, so maybe you don't always know what we're saying, you know, even though you know a lot of words, like when we're talking. That's purely speculation, though. I don't really know. No. Do you want to go for a walk around the park? You want to go to the park? Okay. Yeah. What do you want to do? You want to drive? And what? Listen to music? And drive. Okay. That's fine. I just want to make sure. I was on the way home anyway. Hold your water up. There you go. So you don't spill it. She slammed the door with authority, but that was zero prompting to get out of the truck. We've been working on that for a few days now, just really waiting her out, you know. And soon, like she opened the door before I was even opening my door, so. Less and less prompting in all aspects of life, you know. It frustrates her though, which is interesting. I think just when you get used to a certain way of living your life, the routine of things. Ready? I think it can be a little weird, you know. Isaiah's got some project going on. He wants to get a glass cutter and he collected bottles for years. They all have something written on the bottom of them, like where he got them from, why they're significant, you know, memories from his life, so to speak. So he wants to turn them into glasses, like drinking glasses. Messed up. I come in, oh yeah, we're just looking to take a cruise, minus our son, of course, in May. You're busy.
What? That's garbage. You better send me to Iceland or, you know, what's crazy is, I was promised, as a graduation present, a trip to Canada, like 3-4 years ago now.
Canada closed their doors, dude.
They're not closed anymore.
When have you been free? I don't know. You were only like in college, graduating college, starting new jobs.
But they're like, actually, yeah, we just want to take our daughter. You know, she just wants to hang out most of the time. But you know, our son, he doesn't like cruising, so it's fine. He didn't buy a bunch of Hawaiian shirts and crap that he wears all the time because he's on cruise time. He's been on cruise time since November.
We're gonna wait for you.
What is it? Where do you think I got this from? Okay? Alright? I've been waiting. I got a flowery hat in my closet, ready to go. It stays in the car in case there's a surprise cruise ship opening. So I'm crying. So we put down a deposit. It's called Next Cruise with Royal Caribbean, so you get like a big discount if you go ahead and say, yeah, I'm gonna do another cruise within a year. And so Priscilla and I started looking, and she's like, you know, I'm booked like all these months, but like May, and Abby's birthday and Priscilla's birthday are both in May. So and Isaiah can't go. We're like, we'll just do the three of us, I guess, you know, since he can't go. And I just.
We can't.
So if there's any question, if Isaiah loves cruising, it's quite literally his favorite vacation ever.
We're gonna wait.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that we even had that thought.
Seriously, it is okay. It's not that big of a deal. I'll live because we'll go on another one, and it's not going to be that big of a deal. And I'll have a free house. That's fun. I'll hang out here and spit on your graves and just.
Wow.
No, we're gonna.
We'll wait. I'd rather wait.
Yeah.
I really hope that ship doesn't sink.
Oh, wow.
There's because we were gonna go to Honduras and St. Martin and St. Thomas and.
How fun! You're such a jerk.
It's the same thing as Jacksonville.
It's basically the same thing.
What?
You could just go to the beach.
Don't worry, we're not doing it. It's fine.
No,
we're
just put
pushing
in your
it back.
credit card.
No, we're gonna wait. We're
It's
gonna
good.
wait. We're gonna wait.
Yeah.
I want to wait for you.
I'm glad
You
to
love
know
it
that
so-
you like
yeah.
traveling with us.
There's a chance I won't be able to anyway, so it's okay.
What do you
No,
mean?
you're gonna
I
go.
might get busy
No, you're
You have 8
gonna-
days off. You said
Yeah.
if I don't use
it's a
any.
7-night. Don't use any. It's a 7-night cruise.
Okay.
It's exactly 8 days.
Okay.
You'll be jumping off the ship
I'll
and
use a
sprinting to
weekend.
work, but
I'll use a weekend.
Yeah. That counts.
it'll be perfect.
Like,
Part of a weekend, and
Yep.
then 7 days after that, and then I'll have like a day in between. That'll
There
be
you go. Problem solved. Okay, we'll go in August.
okay. We're looking August.
Can't leave baby boy behind.
crazy, bro. That's crazy.
We didn't think, honestly, I was like, oh, he won't really care.
That's crazy to me. Like what? Like you were like
No, the comment section says you don't want a vacation with me, so I assumed they were correct.
you so many times were like, oh, look at him. Like he's just loving it. Like he's stepping out. He's feeling himself
Well,
on this
let's
cruise.
be real.
Like,
There's a
he's in
difference.
cruise mode.
There's a difference between like just embracing what
You
you're
gotta
doing or like truly enjoying what, you know what I'm saying?
Dude, I'm still in contact with our boy. Hey. You know?
Yeah.
We're on WhatsApp. He's showing me pictures of gators, crocodiles rather. Showing me pictures of crocodiles. He's like, check out the cenote, you know? He's updating me. We're friends now. We gotta go back. I wanna see him.
You and Alex are tight,
Yeah,
right?
bro, he's cool. Alex is a G. He's been everywhere.
Okay, we'll start looking for one with you then.
Bro.
Yep.
Just
We're doing it.
tell me which bread I can eat, alright?
Look good, huh?
Yeah.
I left Silly here with the sourdough in the oven. She's like, what do I need to do with this?
Yeah, I'm like, what's happening? I didn't hear the alarm. I just heard, just smelled it.
Right. Oh, the timer didn't go off?
It did after I talked to you.
Oh, okay.
But I had not taken it out, like, quite yet.
Okay.
My boots don't match your car, man.
Oh, they do.
They...
You look cute.
It's funny though, because I was like, oh, I'm gonna take the truck. I feel like driving the truck, you know, you're just in a truck mood, and then I come out and you're already in the car. Well, okay, we're already in the car.
Yeah,
so.
we're going to open the window, the sunroof, and it's a whole vibe.
Okay.
Yeah. Blast some music.
Got it.
You don't do that in the truck.
Of course, yes, you do. That's where that originated, was in trucks. Are you kidding?
Not like, no.
Yeah.
It's just different.
We'll find a dirt road. Go driving down.
Just get in the car.
Blast some music.
Get in the cute car with your cute boots. Your cute boot goofing.
Cute book. We're going out to dinner on a date. We have not been out to dinner on a date, like a dinner date, official dinner date, since
Our
what's that day called?
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. Funny thing is, we're going to the same place.
Yeah.
What is this thing that we're going to do?
So it's crab legs and like different seafoods, but it's only on it's only on Mondays in March.
Monday's March.
Mm-hmm. So it works out perfect.
Okay. Yeah, Abby's got respite tonight. As is. Who knows?
It's homework.
Homework.
It's school, I mean.
School. Oh, that's right. Mondays are school days for him, huh?
Yeah.
Look at my back tire.
Yeah.
All bent in on the Jeep. So I briefly talked about how the way that Abigail receives communication, right? Receptive communication, hence the word. And how things sometimes might get kind of muddled in her brain, words specifically.
Yeah.
And I think maybe, I know from the comments, like, not everyone understands that fully, like the whole communication part of it, because we get comments like, well, she can make sounds, why can't she talk, right? Like the physical parts are there, the communication aspect is there because you see her communicate, so why can't she talk? Or people assume that she understands everything, or on the other end, they assume she understands nothing.
Right. It's not that easy.
It's so complicated. We will do our best to explain that and how that, from our understanding,
Right.
as far as how that part of the brain works.
So according to her speech and language pathologist, she has everything verbal, like everything you need to talk she has.
Right.
But something in her brain isn't registering correctly to make those words come out.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what that is.
Well, there's a whole part of your brain that is centered around communication. There's actually multiple parts of your brain
Yeah.
that are centered around communication. Your brain has to draw connections from one thing to another, right? That's how your brain works. It connects like a superhighway inside your head. When you think of road construction on a superhighway, there has to be a detour to go to another road. And I think a lot of Abby's brain, when it comes to the communication aspect of things, it has detoured. So that means you get lost along the way on a detour. So when I say, hey, you want to go to the park, she's registering part of that statement, or she's determining the word I just said is a different word, or just focusing on the fact like, hey, do you want to go?
Right.
And not registering the park part of it. And that varies from day to day too. So that'll really mess you up. Like if you sat down and watched our videos and tried to determine this is how much she understands and this is what she doesn't understand, you're going to be wrong, because that was on a Tuesday and it's now Friday.
Right.
Because it does change so often.
In a lot of hers, what we have noticed is the sensory input. So if her sensory needs are higher, her receptive communication is lower. And then vice versa. When her sensory needs are lower, she typically has a more receptive day to where she's understanding fully what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But you could do something you could say the same statement 1,000 times, and depending on the day, she might understand it half the time or not. It just depends. And it's not, I mean, obviously some of it is her stubbornness,
mm-hmm.
but most of it is because of the sensory input that she's having that day. Her OCD, like, it's higher on the days that her sensory needs are higher, her OCD seems to be higher.
Right.
So it's just, and if you've ever seen the movie Temple Grandin, remember how, like, in her brain everything is elevated, like it's all higher pitches and just busier in her brain.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I imagine those days are like for Abigail.
Oh yeah.
And so she's like, I know y'all are talking to me, but I can't take any more in right now.
So if you try to, think about it from like a computing standpoint, right? You know how when I'm trying to upload a video to the internet,
Yeah.
and you're trying to go live at the same time,
Yeah.
like it slows down her live, it bogs it down, it bottlenecks right now. There's only so much that can be processed at one time when you have those high sensory days. So, and I'll add on to that, it's not just high sensory needs, but it's also high sensory sensitivity. So like lots of input coming in from the world around her. And you can tell the difference day to day, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it if you've been watching for a long time. On some days, like you can see it in her eyes, she is just dialed in. Like she knows everything that we say. She's usually super hyper on those days. She's like fearless and like the world is her oyster, right? And then other days are much more challenging for her. And you can tell by the look in her eyes that she is so overwhelmed with the world around her that she's not really processing the seemingly simple things that are simple to her on any other day.
Right.
So,
and you can definitely tell most of the time as soon as she wakes up in the morning.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell what kind of day it's going to be.
Yeah.
Sometimes it changes, but for the most part,
you
can tell what kind of day it's going to be.
First thing.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's so that's kind of how, now as far as her verbally communicating, right? Her speaking, vocal communication. Yes, she has all the components there in order to create words. On the physical side of things, not just the brain part that I don't understand. I don't have a firm grasp on because I'm not a neuroscientist or anything like that. But there are connections and things that aren't being made with her being able to communicate. But think about the physical side of things, okay? So I have a hand, therefore I can smack a table. But picking a grain of rice off of that same table with that same hand is way more complex than just smacking the grain of rice on that table. So think about that with your voice, right? Like Abigail can make simple sounds.
Yep.
Forcing air past her vocal cords and, you know, vibrating the vocal cords and making sounds. But being able to turn those sounds into words with the shape of your tongue, how it interacts with the rest of your mouth, your jaw, your nasal cavity, all those things that we use to make sounds, intentional sounds and words, so that, you know, the shape of her lips, all these physical exercises they work on in speech and language pathology. Being able to do all of that to create the word, it's way more complicated than you think. I don't think people really realize all the time what we do when we talk.
Yeah.
And how extensive it is, you know, as far as learning how your face should move and stuff like that. So, and that's a whole nother conversation. Like that goes into like her being able to mimic, you know, what we do, and the interoception system, and her understanding what her body is doing. Like when we say touch nose and she does this, she knows where her nose is. She knows the word for nose.
Yeah.
She doesn't know where her nose is in relation to her fingers. Some days she does. So that's a whole nother conversation, the whole interoception thing. So hopefully that helped out some, because I know we get a lot of comments on communication. It's a major topic, and I totally get that. It's a very complicated thing.
Yeah, you're like, why isn't she just talking?
We all talk all the time. You would think it'd just be like a thing you do. If you can make sound, you can talk, right?
Yeah.
You would think that, but it's very complicated. So any
and
professionals,
she will look at us and you're like, do you want to say something? Like it's like
I know
she wants to talk to you.
Yep.
You're like, girl.
I know.
Oh, the things she could say.
Kind of worries me sometimes. I feel like she would have some choice words for us on occasion, like most teenagers. I know Isaiah's wanted to say some things to us about, but yeah, if there's any professionals, you know, that watch our videos and stuff, feel free to comment down below your insight into this, you know, add on to anything that we've said, because it's definitely not our profession. We just know what we know from observing Abigail and what we have learned from professionals in the field. We're not that. We're just parents, but that's our understanding of it. So,
yep.
Yeah. Date night.
Date night.